guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that really bothers me, and it is those people in the airport who just, I don't know, it's like it's their first rodeo. The rules that have been in place in airports have been in place forever, like for so many years, and yet some people just, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, so I basically just wanted to talk through some of these annoyances today because it's been playing on my mind. I don't know if it's because obviously when I went traveling for those 3 months and I was in so many airports, I think I took something like 20 flights in like 8 weeks, something insane. So I was constantly in airports. There's some simple things you can do to not be that asshole person in the airport, and I'm going to talk you through them today. Hopefully some good will come out of this because I've had enough, frankly. I've had enough. I had to write them down because there's a few. And by the way, if you're watching this video and you're like, God, that's so weird, I didn't know that was a thing, or oh, I never heard of that rule. The chances are you're that asshole in the airport, okay? So listen up, take notes, and make sure you correct things next time you're in the airport. Let's get started. First things first. Carrying liquids over 100 milliliters in your carry-on bag. What the hell is that about? What is that about? That has literally, I'm trying to see, I'm gonna Google it. Okay, that 100 milliliter law came in 2006. It's 2018. How is this still a thing? I think literally every single time I've been in the airport, if not every time, then every second time at the very least, I have been at security and people have been taking out these. Like, this is 850 milliliters and it's full. By the way, it's cloudy because there's lemon juice in it. It's not because I'm disgusting. Taking out these, like they're family packs of shampoo, like aerosols this size, and you're like, are you kidding? Why? Of course security are going to stop you. How are you still packing like all these huge things in your carry-on? You can absolutely bring it in and put it in your big case and check in your case, and by all means, if you get to the airport and realize you have a ton of this with you, not necessarily water bottles but like shampoo and stuff, either throw them out or check in your bag. Those are your options. Alternatively, if you're just bringing a check-on bag, you're going for a weekend away, buy your little 100 ml things of shampoo, deodorant, whatever, and put them in the little plastic bag. Make sure the plastic bag seals, by the way. They're getting quite fussy on this sealing thing. Make sure it seals. Make sure you have a mini perfume or cologne. Make sure all your makeup liquids are in that little plastic bag. Seal it up and move on with your day. Boots is an amazing place for all those little miniatures. You can also get samples at loads of different beauty counters across the globe, so always ask for a sample of like a perfume or something. It's really handy to throw into your bag and bring on holidays so you're not bringing your bigger bottles. Another good option is, and you can get them in a lot of like pharmacies, you can get them in Boots, you can get those little plastic bottles that you can decant your stuff into. So like I would decant like face cream, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, whatever it is, decant them into those, and you can reuse those bottles again and again, which is also another really good option in case you don't want to go out and buy all those miniatures. Or alternatively, bring nothing and buy it all in the airport. Problem solved. There's so many ways around it. There really is no excuse. I actually saw a guy, what airport was I in? I think it was Heathrow, like arguing with the security guy because they were like, well, I have to take this off you or you have to go back out and check in your bag. And he's like, well, I'm gonna be late for my flight. And he's carrying like this in like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and the security person was like, I literally can't help you. It has been a rule for too long. You should know this shit. Go sort it out. So, but he was getting so mad at the security guy, and I was getting mad on the security person's behalf then, because I was like, yeah, that guy was getting a lot of glares. He was not popular. And he was holding up the entire security line because other people were waiting to get their bags checked, and this guy was just like arguing for ages. It was a hot mess. Don't do it. Don't be that person. It's very, very freaking annoying. Another one is having your laptop at the absolute bottom of your bag for some reason, like underneath everything. If you're bringing a laptop or a tablet or some sort of electronic device with you, put it at the top of your freaking bag so that you're not having to, you know, take out all your underwear and all your freaking toiletries and everything to get to your laptop. It's gonna destroy all the lovely packing that you've done to get everything neat and tidy. So just, you know, save everyone the headache. Put it at the top of your case and make your life easy. And don't forget to take it out of the case, because they're just gonna make you go back and do it if you don't. So take it out and then you can put it back the second you're done. It's really easy. Oh. Oh, this one gets me so angry. Yeah. Okay, I get why some people want to look cute when they're traveling. I get it. I'm not that person personally. I am more of a sweats at the airport gal, because oftentimes it is a long haul flight and I don't want jeans sticking into me or all that kind of stuff. But I get it. You do you. You be comfortable. Cool. But why you gotta wear your lace up mid-thigh boots or your army boots or all your jewelry, all of it, or like 4 belts, you know, like those intricate belts, like wind, like why do people wear such complicated outfits to the airport? And then when they get to security, they're like having to take everything off. You know you're going to be asked to take your coat off. You got to take your coat off. You're going to have to probably take your shoes off. You're going to have to take your jewelry off. You're going to have to take the coins and the keys out of your pocket. You're going to have to take your belt off. You have to do all these things. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter where you're traveling to. You gotta do it. You gotta do it every time. So why are you wearing these boots that lace up to frickin' here and 17 necklaces and like, I don't know, like a really awkward belt and stuff? There are so many other options that you can wear that's still a really cute outfit, but it's not going to be a pain in the ass getting through security and subsequently hold up a shit ton of people. Slides are your best friend. Trainers that easily slip on and off. Velcro, get yourself Velcro, especially if you have little kids. Velcro shoes, slip-on shoes. Try to wear trousers that mean you don't have to wear a belt. I'm all for a yoga pant or a sweat pant. It makes me look like I'm going to work out, but I'm not. And also reduce the amount of jewelry. They're just going to get tangled up anyway. Try to wear something that is appropriate for the airport, and if you still want to look cute, by all means look cute, but just don't wear something that's going to mean that you are going to be standing in security line for 17 minutes taking off all this shit and then having to put it back on the other side and making everyone else behind you stress out. If you do insist on wearing all that complicated shit to the airport, look, as I said before, you do you. If you do insist on doing that though, prep yourself before you get into the security line. It's simple. So have your laptop at the top of your case, or move it to the top of your case. Take out your liquids, take off your jewelry, start to untie your shoes, take off your jacket, have it ready to go so that you're firing your stuff into the tray and you're not holding everyone up. Don't wait until they call you forward and give you a tray before you go, oh, now let's remove my jacket. Oh, this is another one that when people leave their empty trays on the belt, basically, and then the belt gets so full that all the new stuff that's supposed to be rolling down to its owners just is stuck at the top until someone, usually me, to be perfectly honest, takes someone like me to take off all the empty trays and stack them up at the end of the belt because you couldn't do it yourself. Why? Take your stuff, preferably remove the tray and put it somewhere else, organize yourself and then put the tray back. But if, you know, sometimes there isn't that option. If it's your stuff, put it back on as quickly as possible, grab your stuff, then take the empty tray and put it in the area that it's supposed to be in. Don't leave it on the belt. It's so rude. It's so rude. And it's like, it's also showing a total lack of respect, not only for your fellow travelers, but also for the people who are working there who have enough to be dealing with, rather than putting trays back in the area. Oh, we all know these ones. You know when you're in an airport and you're kind of rushed. Maybe your taxi didn't arrive until later and you're kind of rushing through the airport, or they've suddenly changed your gate, or your connecting flight was really late. Don't you love when you get stuck behind somebody who's out for a Sunday stroll with them and their bag, and they decide to stop in the middle of a corridor, or stop and just stand on a travelator? Don't you love that in an airport? Don't you? It's fun, isn't it? There is a special place in hell for those people who stand on a travelator. You're not at Disneyland. This is not a ride. Move to the side or keep walking. They're there so that you can get through the airport faster, not so you can just stand there and be like, oh, like, I'm not gonna move on this thing. It's so infuriating. And then there's people who walk in the middle of a corridor and they won't like move to one side, so you're like trying to weave in and out and you can't because they're like in the middle. Or those wonderful people who will just abruptly stop for absolutely no reason with their wheelie suitcase that you then walk into because they've just stopped and their wheelie suitcase is about 4 foot behind them because, you know, they're just stretching their limbs. Why do people do that? It's so annoying. Also, those people who stand at those flight announcement boards looking for their gate. Why are you reading all of the flights? What's that about? Surely you found your one there somewhere and you can move on and find your gate. Why do people stand there for like an hour reading the flight information? I don't understand that. Why are you standing there? You're blocking my way. It just seems like a bad use of time at an airport, you know? Oh, my favorite people. They win the asshole of the airport prize. History lesson. Back in the day with Ryanair, you used to not have assigned seats. So if you wanted to sit with your friends or your family, you kind of had to queue up and make sure you were like all standing together in the queue, and there was crazy rushes for the airport. Like people were queuing well before the flight was called. It was like the Hunger Games trying to get seats on Ryanair flights previously. Now Ryanair has, you know, gotten rid of that and they've moved towards what all other airlines generally do, which is assigned seating. So why do people still queue? Why? Not just for Ryanair, for all airlines. Why? You know your seat number. You literally know it. It's printed on your ticket or it's on your mobile pass. First of all, such a waste of time. Secondly, you are blocking the way generally for other people to get through to their gate. I've seen people running to get to their gate and like all these queues of people with their assigned seats queuing up and blocking the path for these people trying to get through, and they're like, please could you move? My flight is about to take off. And they're just standing there. I don't get it. And now airlines are doing a lot of this, and a lot of like longer haul flights or like bigger planes, they'll board like in chunks. And you still see people coming up and the person's like, no, sorry, you haven't been caught yet. Could you please step aside? And the person gets all annoyed. You have your seat. It's assigned. You're going on the flight. Just chill out for a minute. You're gonna get there. Just stop standing. It's so ridiculous. So I was in Hanoi in Vietnam and I was flying to Hoi An. So I was standing near what I thought was my gate and I was double checking it. I was like looking at the number and I was like, I think that's it. And I was like, okay, I'm sure that's it. I'll go sit down now. As I said, I'm going to go sit down. There was an announcement over the intercom. Now I was in Vietnamese, so I didn't understand it. But suddenly there was this stampede of people running towards me. And I was kind of like near enough to the gate, but not near it, if you get me, and people just like slotted in front of me in a line, and people behind me just slotted in into a line, and suddenly I was in a line and I was super confused because our flight wasn't due to take off for another 45 minutes, an hour. So I just kind of removed myself from the line. I was like, okay, I don't know what happened there. It must be a flight before ours. No, it was our flight. People were just queuing super early for it. It was actually at the point that Kira and I were like, do we have assigned seats? Maybe we don't, because everyone's queuing. And we checked our tickets and it was like, no, I got my seat number, that's fine. I don't know, they just all queued super early and stood there for, I think it was 45 minutes before we boarded. Why? Me and Kira sat in like a cafe and had coffee and a donut and charged our phones. Why would you stand there unnecessarily for that amount of time? I don't get that at all. I don't understand it. Fundamentally, do not understand. Actually, while we're talking about this, charging your shit at the airport. I think I was flying, where was I flying to? Oh, I know where I was. I was in Miami and I was flying back home from Central America. So I had flown from San Jose to Miami, and then I was doing Miami to London, London to Dublin. It was joyous. I love taking several flights. Anyway, in Miami, and I wanted to charge my phone because the battery on my phone means it's essentially a landline. I'm charging it as we speak. Like, it's so bad. Anyway, wanted to charge my phone, also wanted to charge my tablet, and I was like, oh look, I'll prioritize charging my phone. I have some stuff downloaded from Netflix on that. I'll use that. It's really hard to find a charging dock in Miami airport in my experience. I'm always like, where the freaking hell are they? So I managed to find one, and this guy was charging his laptop, a tablet, his phone, and some other thing. I don't know if it was a razor. I don't know what it was. He was charging 4 things in this dock that only charged like 5 things. So I was like, okay, I'll just prioritize my phone, that's fine. And then I put two and two together, and I remembered I had my laptop charger. So what I did was I plugged in my laptop and charged that, and then out of that I put the USBs in for my tablet and my phone, and I charged those. It's not the best thing to do, I'm sure like techie people are like, stop doing. I don't know if it's good or bad for devices or for your laptop or whatever it is, but I needed these things charged because I was about to go Miami to London, which is a pretty long flight, and I get bored really easily, so I need as much entertainment as humanly possible. That guy was hogging 4 out of 5 plugs. I took 1, which is fine. I just charged the rest of my devices off it, but I could see lots of people walking by, like looking for chargers, wanting to charge their stuff. One woman came up to him and asked could she use one, and he was like, oh, and like reluctantly unplugged one. And I was like, are you actually kidding? Like, that girl's just trying to charge her probably shitty battery phone like mine, and you're getting all annoyed because you can't charge your, I think it was a razor, or I don't know what it was. But like, don't be that person who hogs all the charging ports. We live in 2018 now. Everyone wants to charge their stuff when they're at the airport. Chances are something's died. It could be a parent that's like trying to charge a tablet to keep a child entertained on a flight that you're about to go on. It's in everyone's interests that you don't hog the charging ports. It's for the greater good. You've gotten through security and dealt with all those assholes. You've gotten to your gate and dealt with all those assholes. And you've gotten on your flight. I'm not even going to talk about the flight because honestly, that is a whole other video on how not to be an asshole on the flight. But you've got your flight, you've landed, and you're in your destination. Why do people stand at the baggage claim thing in such an annoying way? Why do they do that? Like, I don't get it. So they'll stand literally where all the stuff is supposed to come out, okay? Which is fine. I'll tend to, like, you know, move around or whatever I need to do. But like, they'll just stand there and block the way, and it'll normally be like a group of friends or a family, so no one can get to that area. I actually saw, where was it? I think it was Miami again actually. They have like the area where all the stuff comes out and it starts going around the carousel. They actually have a barrier around it now so that people can't get there, so they have to like shuffle down, and this guy was still standing at the barrier and like trying to lift stuff over it, and a TSA agent came up and was like, dude, the barrier's there for a reason. Move along. You can get it in literally 15 seconds when it moves down the carousel. Get away from here. And the guy again got all annoyed. But like, people just will like stand so in the way, and even if you're like, sorry, excuse me, that's my bag, I'm just gonna try and grab it there, they won't move. When I injured my knee and I was coming home from Austria and I was on crutches and in a leg brace, I was supposed to be collected off the airplane in a wheelchair. I wasn't. That is another story for another day. I ended up having to walk through the airport, whatever, get my bags myself. I was on crutches with a full leg brace on, clearly had been injured, like very clearly. I had to get a trolley because I knew I wasn't going to be able to drag my bag, so I got a trolley over, and I was trying to get my bag off the carousel, and I was like, sorry, excuse me, I just need to get my bag. The guy looked at me, looked at my crutches, looked at my leg brace, and was like, literally did nothing. Put my crutches on the trolley and like dragged my bag off the carousel, basically one-legged, like I was balancing on my right leg because I wasn't really putting weight on my left, and then hoof it onto my trolley, and the whole time he's just looking at me like, and then I have to like get my crutches off my trolley and like crutch / push my trolley, and he was just like more concerned about getting his bag. I'm sure there's like 100 other things that I could think of, but I'm almost afraid to keep talking about this because I'm getting myself so agitated. It's so annoying, and it just shows like such a lack of like common courtesy and respect for like your fellow traveler and all the people who are working in the airports. Like, oh my god, I don't know how they put up with all the crap day in and day out, but just common courtesy. Don't be that person in the airport. Don't be that asshole. Take the time out to think, god, am I blocking the way with my bag? Or gee, should I remove these lace-up army boots before I get to security? Or hey, I should probably remove my drone from a charging port so that someone can charge their phone. So yes, these are some of my tips on how not to be that person, aka an asshole at the airport. If you have never heard of these things before and you were so confused and didn't realize that these are things that annoy people, then congratulations, you're more than likely that asshole yourself. I hope you learned something today. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It's somewhere, it's here. Is it here? Somewhere like that. And don't forget to comment if you have any other airport pet peeves or things that people do in the airport that really just grind your gears. I want to hear them because clearly I'm not agitated enough. And yeah, I hope you guys liked, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. To my channel. Get out of here. I'm trying to film. Get out of here. But seriously, just gotta fix that for a sec. The entire... Did you just hear my stomach? Sorry, I was just making it rough. You're gonna have to take the coins and the keys. Oh, it's raining. Oh. Wait, it means I can't talk. People who stand at what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, like to the point that I've gone out of focus. The shopping cart? It's not a shopping cart. It's like the, what is it called? Trolley. And they're the, and blah, 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 blah. I'm so agitated now. Seriously. Yeah, I'm losing it now.